Right. Any other rules?
Yes, there's one other one, and this is really sort of a victim of your own success. And this maybe isn't so. I wouldn't put this one down as a rule. I'd put it maybe down as trail etiquette. If I'm on the trail and I see my good friend Tina, step off the trail to talk to Tina. It is very easy
Yes.
and very natural. And I had, again, on the Monon on the southbound situation in Carmel, a gentleman see somebody, you could just tell I was coming up from behind, and they were talking to, he was talking to his spouse, and then someone over here said hi and waved to him, and he turned and said, "Oh, hi," right in the middle of the trail. And now that time I had enough warning and I was able to completely chalk the brakes and stop and didn't have to do anything. But it's the natural instinct. It's hard to even combat that instinct, which is why you need to sort of build this reaction into, at the very least, if you're going to cross to their side, turn and look behind you and then step across, and then everybody escort off the trail corridor. And in fairness, too, to some of them, it means we as trail designers need to think about some stuff. I mean, Ray Irvin in the early Monon days down in Indianapolis had some trouble because they just had,
as it was.
Yeah. I mean, you had 8 feet, and they were scrounging every bit to get 8 feet of pavement.
Yeah.
But if we have available, and in Carmel, I came down from Portage arguing 15 feet and got 12 up there, and I argued for I argued for 15, and we got 10 and 12 in Carmel. You notice Westfield on the Monon went 15. They learned from everybody else's successes and went to 15. But even that, then think about the grass area off the side or a crushed gravel shoulder to make it easier to step off, to make it easier to dart around on the shoulder if you have to. Yes, it makes the whole corridor wider, but or maybe it's nodes periodically. If it's a narrow corridor, maybe you have a node periodically that people could. I'd like to talk to you, Tina. Let's go up here 50 more feet and step off the corridor, or sit down on this bench or things like that. So that's another thing that it's a real victim of our own success thing. And I guess just generally, otherwise, etiquette, be aware of all the other potential users around you. And I try and, in fact, some of the people I ride with and sometimes joke with how vocal and friendly I are on the trail, but I really feel like I'm trying to make a point about trail use, and I'm trying to be an ambassador for the bicycling sport that I mostly participate in now. And I'll say, on your left, and I almost always add, good evening, good day, good morning, whatever time it is. And it makes for, literally sometimes when I'm doing the 45 miles that can be my typical Monon, all the way down, all the way back, and then to and from it, I am almost a little hoarse by the time I'm done. And particularly if it's early in the spring or something. But, there's just so many users. But I think that I've had many people, for example, acknowledge when you say on your left, they'll do a hand wave. When you say good day or good evening, they'll say thank you, and that sort of thing. I think it builds community and builds a sense of unity among various trail users, various types of trail users, and various levels of experience of trail users. Some of our trail users are riders like me that might do 5 or more thousand miles a year. We're not on the trail a lot, what we are sometimes. Others may be a new bicyclist. Trails are a great place for parents to take their kids. Or frankly, my wife just took up bicycling less than a year ago, a year and a half ago now. But even older new bicyclists to start learning the craft and trade. They're parks and trails in parks and trails through parks and linear trails like the rail trails are good places to do that. You might not want to move up to the rail trail right away because it can be quite busy, or if you do it early in the morning or late in the evening.
Yeah, it almost seems like the issues that you brought up with the trail etiquette might be, I'm going to say level 3 of trail design now. That learning from the years,
yes.
That it's like, okay, now these are things that we need to be incorporating into the trail design,
yes.
Based on the wonderful success that the trails have had. So,
and I think too that trail etiquette is kind of a cultural thing that can evolve with a trail too, or a series of trails in communities as more and more people become used to the various issues that you face in trails and how to potentially respond and see other people. Again, another reason why I'm always trying to be very careful to say on your left and things like that is to build an example in where it becomes accepted that some form of acknowledgement is used. And So I think that's part of it too. But there are certainly some design things that we can do to help facilitate that as well.
Yes.